Well, guys, here we are at the end of another wonderful regular season of fantasy football, which comes to an end once again with me on the outside of the playoffs looking in. This time, I'll admit, it does hurt a little bit more considering I went from like 3-10 last year to not even being considered for a playoff spot to having a winning record of 7-6, along with two other teams who got into the playoffs, and Sean, who made the playoffs because of points for tiebreaker, and it was, I believe, 26 points total, which I need to get my calculator out, but 13 regular seasons, that's 2 points a week. Guys, it's a game of inches. It's a game of inches, and I was left behind. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. Sean did make the playoffs as a 6th seed despite starting out 0-4, which is crazy. And then Derek makes the 5th seed despite just taking the draft off, just letting Jesus take the wheel and just letting whatever happens, happens. But hey, it worked, and it kind of makes you rethink your own draft strategy, eh, Rick Black? How's that 9-game losing streak going now? 4-0 to 4-9. That's crazy. Sorry, Rick. Anyway, the rest of the playoffs teams, we got Micah, who, aka the self-proclaimed fantasy king, and as the number 4 seed, and then Andy, the reigning champ, once left for dead at 3-5, who's won 4 straight to secure a spot as the 3 seed. Then Nate, who by beating Micah last week has clinched the number 2 seed in a first-round bye. And then finally, Brian, last year's Schlago winner, who is trying to complete his worst to first run, which would be pretty awesome if he did it. So the first round, we got Micah versus Derek and Sean versus Andy. And the winner of Micah and Derek goes to Brian to try to send him home packing before his championship run even begins. And then Sean and Andy, winner of that, faces Nate, who's going for his 2nd championship in 3 years, which is crazy. As far as the bottom half of the league, well, guys, I mean, we tried. We tried. Some of us tried harder than others. But do remember, though, that the last games do matter, because even if you're the 7th seed, like me, if I lose out, I will still become last place. So even if you lose in the first round of the playoffs, you still have a shot to either get yourself out of last or the bottom 4, which, as you guys remember, means you're responsible for pitching in for the champion's jersey. And then playoff teams, you guys remember that the jersey that you get has to be a person on your roster. But depending on who you are and how much I like you, I'll make an exception. But also, I'm tossing around the idea of giving the champion this year a rule change, one rule change going into next year, either an addition or a subtraction. So if you want to, add something, add some kind of scoring, or if you want to take some kind of scoring away from what's currently scored, like if you don't want it to be PPR, or if you don't want return yards, or if you don't want kickers, or anything like that, I'm thinking about it, but again, it really depends on who wins and what the rule is. So I'm tossing around that idea. But remember, guys, play the year out, because there are serious repercussions for losing, especially if you're in the bottom half of the league. It might cost you additional dough. So if you want to hold on to that, or if you're in the playoffs and you want to win some money, dude, let's go. As far as predictions go, so I'm looking at this and I want to predict it real quick. I'm going to say, just going for it, I'm going to say Gone Buffalo beats Micah this week. The 5 over the 4. And then I'm going to pick 2 upsets. I'm picking 2 upsets. I think Sean is going to take down Andy. And it's going to be the 1 versus the 5 and the 2 versus the 6. So Brian versus Derek and Nate versus Sean to go to the championship. That's my prediction, but it's me, so it'll probably be the exact opposite of what I say. So remember that if I picked you to lose. Anyways, good luck, guys. Dude, let's finish strong. I love it.